What is an RPG Maker? It is a program that can help you to create games by using the resources it gives you. There are various types of RPG Maker program, such as on this website, which houses information about the program. The programs are open to the public and for all ages to use, but you need to purchase them before using it. There is no limit on creating your own game when using the RPG Maker programs. When there is a game for the general public, a community will exist for the people who share the same interest in creating their own game. For example, RPGmaker.net, the website here, showcases a variety of games that are created from users who share their passion on making their own and playing it. And with that, horror games are on a different type of genre that focus on keeping their player to be on their toes, to get jump scared by the game, witnessing ugly and terrifying monsters, and making the players to be immersed by it. The horror game genre is not as beautiful or breathtaking due to how scary and the use of darkness to amplify the horror aspect. RPG Maker horror games and other horror games are different from each other. Why? One requires the tools and resources provided by the RPG Maker program, and the other uses a different game engine with a team of game developers and artists in order to create a detailed horror game. RPG Maker developers can be boiled down to one or a few. To make a successful horror game, especially when using RPG Maker programs, different creators use a lot of ways to make their game to be immersive, to be more spooky, to test their players on solving puzzles, to ensure that players figure out how to get the good ending and or the bad ending. RPG Maker horror games have ways to make 3 or different more endings, to make the players to be more invested by unlocking all the endings. The social part of it comes down to how the player interacts with the game. Their understanding of the game comes from on how, where, by whom, and in many ways on how to play the game, to portray as the main character. How? By witnessing the story of the game. Where? Within the devices that the game uses. By whom? The player as the audience. Each player has different viewpoints towards the game played and towards the game experience. The RPG Maker horror culture can be seen by other gamers and non-gamers who are introduced to the game firsthand. RPG Maker horror games are simple to understand since it uses the keyboard arrows and the enter button. The creator will have ways to inform the players on which button to use. Horror games have already been involved, and it all comes down to developers, the visual artists, and a team in the game company. Moreover, RPG Maker horror games work by giving the players a small space to work with, contrary to other horror games that need a huge amount of space to explore. The design in the game is important because it will make the game to stand out from the other RPG Maker horror games. For example, I am using 2 gameplay footage from 2 different RPG Maker horror games, It and The Witch's House. You can see how the designs and the color are not the same, but the creators chose it to suit the game themes. The elements are the same. The details, the color, the elements are all fundamental for the RPG Maker horror games. The game and the genre could work together by having designs who are influential or popular. The concepts that come from RPG Maker horror games are immersion, the role-playing game, gamers and online communities, and also horror. All these concepts are used by the creators who experience or have friends who have experience when it comes to horror games. As for the community and the social side of the RPG Maker horror games, the social and the community side of RPG Maker horror games can be seen via fan art of the game, cosplay, fan animation, and or animatics. Some will make friends who share the same likes towards the RPG Maker horror games. Artists will make fan-made merch and sell it to anime conventions. Cosplayers make cosplay outfits, and made artists create fan-made animation. It's all important to boost the popularity of the games and to make friends along the way.